You go ahead. Go ahead.
Misinform, lie here to protect their run away from accountability. What Loretta has done this morning is a clear indication of what has been agreed by the minority to be their approach to prevent themselves from accountability. They recently they went away on a retreat. We hear as part of the conversations were how to ensure a complete distraction and detraction from His Excellency John Mahama's forward move in terms of the progress we are making to reset this country, so that attention will be taken away from the good deeds. So they will throw red herrings after red herrings after red herrings. You know, before coming, I did some research into the issues of how political parties in opposition sometimes deploy certain tactics which are towards diverting attention and deflecting from the issues. Loretta wants us to have a drug conversation. Loretta may not have been in politics when the Honorable Member of Parliament from Nkoranza North, an NPP MP, was arrested in the US and jailed in 2005 under their era for trying to transport heroin. Perhaps Loretta was not in government. In the Kufuor administration, in Nana Akufo-Addo's administration, intelligence reports indicated, as she has rightly said, that Ghana was becoming a hub. Why was Ghana becoming a hub? Do you not know? You see, the illogicality of the argument. Do you not know that these intelligence agencies that track some of these movements, that work with governments of the day, it is the NDC government, His Excellency John Mahama's government, that is in power. It is they that have appointed the heads of all of these security agencies. So you have seen a government in power complicit in the issue of drugs, empower its own security agencies to bust drugs. Loretta perhaps does not know that in the larger scheme of things, when government's intelligence systems are able to track and bust drugs, it is positive for the image of that government. Loretta doesn't know. That is why she's making these claims. That is why they are all on this much ado about nothing, trying to run away from what they know is a reflection of the happenings in their administration.
Yes, but she's mentioning
because
the
of clear. No, but this is exactly when there is
huge.
When there are changes in government, there's always a certain perception that the incoming administration does still not have a full hang over their channels, about regarding their modus of operation, about the various cartels. So that is always the window for those gangs to try to beat the system, because they know that there's a new government in place. There are new faces in place who have taken over positions, who are now trying to get a full hang over affairs. So this is an opportunity to see if you can beat the system. Loretta is well aware that this bust is a key reflection of the things that happened under their administration. And I'm saying to you, dear fellow Ghanaians, what is the logic for a government that controls security agencies to work together to bust such colossal amounts of drugs intended for harm for this nation? What is the logic in it? It is an obvious reflection of the porousness of their administration and the direct complicity of their actors. I have said here to you that a former member of parliament for New Patriotic Party was jailed because he was a drug trafficker.
It's late now.
So may his soul rest in peace. She went to mention somebody who was caught and said, "Who is that person? A member of the NDC? Is that person an MP?" The drugs menace.
Yeah, he said Reverend has mentioned
that You see, this reverend is not doing himself a lot of good. You see, where are the drugs that, you see what they have done? To divert attention, where are the drugs and the money that the two vessels were supposed to be carrying? She sits here and assumes she does not hear everything that was explained. 2 aircrafts came. 1 came here for a technical support.
Okay.
You cannot stop me now.
I'm sorry.
No, you cannot, because
even
she has done so much.
I'm sorry. Even if I don't
misinformation,
stop you,
and I'm saying, okay, let me wrap up. So, dear Ghanaians, we need to be able to allow ourselves the liberty to educate ourselves on media literacy, and that is what I actually wanted to do, so that you can identify some of these actions when the tactics that the NPP intends to deploy to put, to stall the progress of this country. Number 1, they're going to deflect and divert. They will shift the blame and redirect attention to the government, which is His Excellency's government, to prevent you from understanding just what harm they did to this country. I told you earlier that Ghana has also been identified as a hub for illicit financial flows, which statistics increased under their era. Number 2, they are going to create distractions. So a vehicle, an aircraft comes, and is clear to land. Because of its endurance level, it needs to make these regular stops in different airports to refuel and to also have crew to rest. This aircraft is cleared to land in Ghana. When they landed, they had a tie burst, and they also realized that there were other technical challenges with the aircraft. They bring in another aircraft with the tools to fix their problem. They are all cleared. You see, Loretta, who has been in government, does not know that government receives briefings from security agencies on operations that security agencies does. It is not the mandate of security agencies to always interface with the public, because there is a Minister of Government Communications who receives briefings.
Okay. You just got
Felix
to know that?
was not at the place. It was the joint security agencies, including airport security, who were there, who prepared and briefed government on this report. Let me finish. Discrediting opponents, and this, so I'm trying to help Ghanaians to identify. They will deflect and divert. They will create distractions. So they use this vehicle to create distractions to cover up their complicity in the possible and their possible involvement in the latest drug cocaine bust. 350 just after a transition of a new government. That's not what they do. Then they resort to personal attacks. Do you see what they do? Please, when you see these signs, know that they are engineered, they are contrived to draw your attention away from their complicity. They start personal attacks. They start labeling. They start labeling the officials that are providing this information. Then they include stereotyping. So they will come on air and call Felix names. They will come on air and call Shamima names, just so they need to distract. Then they intimidate and silence. The NPP tactics, even against their own Adjoa Safo, is to be intimidating and ensure that they keep quiet and they silence them. So then they manipulate information. They manipulate information. Please, we are having a quick lesson on media literacy so we can identify the new patriotic party and their agenda to distract.
So Mark from USA actually said,
mention the name.
What is the NIB
Now
saying
listen
about
to
the wrong accusation of KIA as a route for illegal trafficking of drug is tarnishing the airport's reputation and may lead to the decline in passenger traffic. The accusation may attract unwanted media attention, further damaging the airport's reputation. Ghanaian passengers might attract heightened security checks when traveling. This is not pleasant at all. The earlier the NPP stop false accusations, the better for all of us. Mark from USA,
a man of God, not give us any visual. How can a reverend, a man of God, not show us any evidence of the so-called money and cocaine?
So yesterday,
do you see it?
So yesterday
this is the deliberateness of the
and that's the issue. Your mics are off. Yes.